All right, so I guess we should probably go over who we are, why we feel the need to do this, like what gives us the right, if you will, to make a podcast.
Nothing gives us the right.
If you could do your name, your age.
I already did my name.
Where you're from. Well, could you do it again? If you could do your name, your age, where you're from, and then a fun fact about yourself. Fact. All right, well, we can just start it again.
I'm actually crying laughing. And we just started. Okay, I'll go. I'm Gracie. I'm also 22. I'm from Las Vegas, in a sense. And
in what sense?
In the sense that that's where I was born and where my first driver's license was from.
Okay.
It's pronounced Nevada. For people who call it Nevada, you're wrong.
Oh, I do.
You're
sorry.
wrong.
Okay.
We have a sign in our DMV that says Real Nevadans say Nevada. So you should probably check that out.
Good call.
Interesting fact about me, not a lot going on there, to be honest. I skipped third grade, so I never formally learned to write cursive.
Oh, I actually didn't know that you didn't know cursive. That's embarrassing.
No, I know it now.
Oh.
Okay, I just didn't formally learn it. Okay.
All right. So just you're self-taught then?
Yeah, I'm a prodigy, if you will.
Good call. That's actually really impressive. So I'm Grace. This is going to get confusing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll be more helpful or less helpful if people see pictures of us, but we
look uncannily similar, you could say.
Luckily I have like weird makeup and hair.
You're gonna say face.
My face is kind of fucked up. Face is all jacked up. So no, I my makeup is kind of helpful in those terms to set us apart. But other than that, it's kind of tricky. So I'm Grace. I'm 22. I am from, like I said, near Worcester. And an interesting fact, I also skipped a grade.
I didn't know that. Oh, was it pre-kindergarten?
Yeah, it was pre-kindergarten. Okay. I went to kindergarten earlier.
I did know that.
Good.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Sorry to ruin your fun fact like that.
Getting mad. You already told me that. Okay.
It's not interesting if I knew it.
Perfect. I went to kindergarten early, and you may not be able to guess this from looking at me, but it was actually a Catholic kindergarten.
Wow.
So that's something very special. So yeah, right now we are recording this at my alma mater.
Oh, good Latin words.
Thank you. Right now we're at UMass Amherst. That's where I studied. I am a semi-recent graduate.
Yeah. I would say recent, actually.
Okay, recent. So
it was last year.
Less than a year.
There hasn't been a class that's graduated since you.
Right. So yeah, I would say that's about as recent as it can get, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So a recent grad. And I was a communication major with a comparative literature minor. Big sigh for communications majors. And Gracie, do you want to tell us a little bit about where you went to college? I know she does.
I love talking about where I went to college in the sense that I'm an asshole. I went to Dartmouth. In California, people pronounce it Dartmouth, so that's really good and humbling for me, I think.
It's gross.
I was a classics major, whereas my parents called it useless.
Right.
Yeah, and I graduated semi-recently, actually, 2 years ago.
So she's older than me.
Actually, we're the same age.
Right, the skipping of the grades.
I thought
we both skipped a grade. How are you? How are we the same age?
I'm young for my year, and then I skipped a grade.
Oh, okay. All right, there it is. And so Gracie and I met actually fairly recently.
Yeah.
Pretty recent. We met, 5 months ago?
Yeah, probably. Not even. I actually don't think.
Okay.
No, probably about 5 months ago.
Okay. So
sorry to fact check you like that and then be wrong.
Yeah, can we pull that up? So we met at our corporate job that we work at together that shall not be named. But basically there's this kind of culture there where you like meet new people and you chat, if you will.
Yeah. We have a term for it, but
there's a term, but I feel like that would be too much information. And we may be found out.
We like to be cagey, if you can't tell.
Yeah. If we can be cagey, we're going to. So we first met on one of these chats per se, and we talked about the weird classes we took in college, and that's kind of how we connected.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So those were some of our things. Both having completely useless majors, we had a lot of like fluff classes. Not that they weren't useful classes, but they weren't useful in the sense of like, this will help me get a job, like,
right, or this will help me be paid more.
Right, this will actually, I have to pay for this class, and it's just making me like more irritating to like have a conversation with.
I would agree with that.
Right. So do you want to tell us a little bit about some of your favorite weird classes you've taken?
You know, funny enough, one of my favorite classes was in the comparative literature department. We called it Comp Lit because we're...
Oh, that's what we called it.
Oh, I think maybe that's say just like because we're better, but that's awkward.
It's not.
And it was my freshman fall, and it was a class called Male Friendship. And there were maybe 2 other girls in it and 1 other freshman. And it was awesome. We read a lot of different things. The professor was great. And when I told my parents, they thought I was making it up. And then they said, hey, why are you going to Dartmouth to take classes like Male Friendship? And they didn't see the vision, and they still don't sometimes.
Right.
So I would say that has to be the weirdest class that I took in college.
Okay, that's good. It's gonna be hard to top.
I know.
So a lot of my weird classes were also comp lit or communication. I just really doubled down with the weird major minor type situation. So I took one on cannibalism. That was one of my favorite classes of all time. I've taken 2 classes on horror studies. One on the folklore of alcohol.
Ooh, I don't think you had told me that about that one.
Very cool. Yeah, I am full of surprises. That one was awesome. That was with my favorite professor. Super, super awesome guy. I literally love him. So there's that one. That one was cool. And then what was the other one I took? Oh, yeah. I took one on, it was called like beverage management, and we learned to like serve alcohol, but we also learned how to drink alcohol. And
okay, I didn't need a class to teach me that.
Yeah, no, I again, like you're self-taught with cursive. I'm really self-taught with like binge drinking, but it was something special. It was really something I've never before, hadn't been done before.
No.
And that was special to me. I took that. We would drink in class. We had like one class that was like a brewery tour. I had my boyfriend drop me off because I was pretty sure I was going to get shithoused. And my professor like sees my boyfriend and was like, oh, like, does he want to come? I was like, well, he's not in the class, so probably not. And he's like, yeah, no, you can just bring him. And then he just went to a free brewery tour, and we just
got shithoused.
Yeah, we got shithoused. It was actually great. So those are some of the most interesting classes I've taken.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I didn't take any classes on alcohol, unfortunately. So I don't know that I have anything more interesting than that. A lot of Latin, a lot of dead languages, dead languages for me. So,
she does love a dead language.
I do. If you can't speak it, I want to learn it.
Right. If it adds no value to my life or career path, I need to know it.
Or society.
Right. Ooh, certainly society. I'm interested in siphoning value, if you will, not adding.
Ooh, siphoning, good word.
Thanks. So let's get into why we're making this podcast.
Ooh. You know that feeling when you look at your friend and you're like, should we do a podcast because you say something that you think is really funny? It's like we did that, and then we decided to actually do it.
Right. And we don't have a lot of other people in either of our lives that would say, no, don't do that.
Right.
And so, in fact, when your life is full of enablers.
Yeah, we probably should have more people like that.
Right. And I think that part of it is also like the white people instinct, you know what I mean? To just like
do podcast.
Right. Me, when I've been trying to describe what we're going to do with the podcast, and I'm like, it's kind of,
it's like if you took when you
it's like if you were with the two, no, not the worst people you knew, but like maybe like the 5th and 6th worst people you knew.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And you just
and you just listened to them talk, and
right.
You didn't get to say anything. You didn't get to stop them unless you just turn it off, which
right.
If
you should.
if you haven't done yet,
Right.
Kudos to you. And they just said the most brain rotted shit
Right.
ever. That's what this
Right.
is. That's what this would be like.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We're doing
it.
right.
And how many people how many people do you think have said they were going to make a podcast
Right.
with their friend, but have never put in the effort to borrow someone else's equipment and
make them set it up.
And have them perfectly place the phone for video recording.
Right.
How many people have done that?
Probably
Not nearly as many as have said we should make a podcast.
right. I think it just shows integrity and follow through and dare I say bravery.
I wouldn't say any of those things. I wouldn't dare, to be honest.
You don't have the guts and I do.
No, that's yeah.
So
That's a consistent theme, folks.
it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Okay. So currently we live in, well,
I live in Boston.
I live in Boston. I live at my family home.
Ancestral home, if you will.
Yeah, my ancestral home. It's actually really not ancestral. I think my dad built it, so.
Okay, is he not your ancestor? What qualifies something as an ancestor? Sorry, someone, not something. Sorry to say it like that.
Well, first of all, they'd have to be a person, I would
Okay.
say. No, because an ancestral home is a thing.
No, I thank
Right.
you. No, I understand that.
Yeah,
But,
so like I'm saying, I was trying to fucking support you and say that you weren't wrong in saying something, but
oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I got defensive. I thought you were getting conversational.
try it again. No. I don't know. Is it like if they're still alive? I guess it would still be an ancestor if they're still alive.
Is there like a certain like lineage, like amount of generations removed someone
Yeah.
has to be an ancestor?
I don't know.
I'm gonna Google that later.
Yeah.
That is something I love, is being able to Google things.
Right. Should I write it down? I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a note of things that we can
Google later.
Google.
I know. I'm
check.
serious. Not enough people do that. They ask questions, and I'm like, have you tried Googling it?
Right. I'm
Because
sick of that.
9 out of 10 times, you could just find the answer if you Googled it.
Right.
I
Right.
feel like I'm in fucking ad for Google right now.
Right. I really am. But we both are, honestly. We yesterday, you know, it's honestly the best feeling, like truly better than sex, is like when you.
Okay, I don't know what's going after this.
You're gonna agree.
Okay.
But it's when you are in some sort of argument, a fight.
That's it. Period. End of sentence.
Getting in a fight. Preferably a fist fight. No,
Yeah.
if you're getting it like in an argument or something and you say something and someone's like, I don't really think that's true, and you Google it and you were right and you get
Yes.
to announce that. That happened to me yesterday.
Yes, it did. I was there. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of history on that one.
That was fucking awesome. Actually, you know what? I think that's a great segue into our next section.
Ooh, good call.
Our next section is Rosebud and Thorn of the week, or since last podcast film. So for those of us who don't know what that is, your Rosebud and Thorn of the week, your rose is something that was really good that happened to you. The thorn is something that was shitty, like something bad. And then the bud is something that you're looking forward to. So having said that, would you like to get into your Rosebud and Thorn? Or should we just do both roses and then both?
No, I feel like we gotta
Okay.
each all three.
Okay.
All three
I'm
at a time.
aligned.
Okay, I think that my rose. Okay, I'm actually going to start with my thorn because I've thought more about that. My
Okay.
thorn is that when Grace and I were driving up here, I made the mistake of letting Grace drive, even though I know that that doesn't go well.
Right.
And we were in traffic, as one is when they're leaving work early on a Thursday to drive up to UMass.
Correct.
And not every time, but multiple times when a car would stop in front of us hard, I'm talking brake lights on for an extended period of time, clearly coming to a complete stop, Grace would speed up instead of slowing down until I would say, hey, that person is stopping. Are you going to brake? And it actually happened so close together that I asked her what she was looking at, because it surely couldn't have been the car in front of us. She said, just further into the distance. Okay. So that was my thorn. We didn't die. So that was my rose.
Ooh,
because
good
it was
rose.
really a good, it was a close call.
Right.
And my bud is that I am going back to see my family in California next week, and it is going to be not the way that it is here, which is cold and depressing, and I get to see my dogs.
That's actually really awesome. That's great.
Yeah, thank
Some
you.
good ones. My rose was, like I said yesterday, I was in a disagreement. I told everyone that Tito's was made from corn, and they all said, no,
We
it's
didn't
not.
listen.
It's made from potatoes. You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
No one.
I wasn't like the champion of this argument of potatoes.
Mm,
I just
That's not
chimed
how I
in
remember it.
agreement. I don't even know if I said anything. I think I just nodded.
you said it's from potatoes, you stupid, ignorant bitch.
Yeah,
I think.
that actually sounds like me. You convinced me.
That's how I remember it, at least. And so and then we looked it up after everyone had been harping on me and telling me I was stupid and didn't know anything.
Classic. Just another day in the life.
Right. And we looked it up, and I was right. And I got to read out Google that said Tito's is made from corn.
Hey, did you actually get that from Gen AI? Did we fact check that? Because honestly, Gen AI, not the most reliable source.
Honestly, if it's not, sorry, we have people flashing us right now, maybe mooning us, not flashing.
Oh, I didn't even see the moon.
I think he was trying to pull down his pants. It's not like random people. It's our friends. It's not
some strangers,
right.
Don't worry.
So yeah, I did get to read that out in front of everyone, which was fucking awesome. And we didn't fact check. I think it was Gen AI, but I don't really want to know if that's.
I'm gonna fact check it later.
I don't think that we should.
Okay.
I think we can just run with it.
Yeah.
My thorn of the week. What was it? I just had it. I just had a thorn.
You've had so many.
I know. Usually my weeks are pretty bad. Okay, let's move to my bud, and maybe I can go back to my bud. It's just so hard to pick one singular horrible thing.
Right.
No, you know what? My thorn is that my stomach is hurting just a little bit right now.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna let that
ruin everyone's night.
Right.
Yeah.
If I can, I will let it.
You will be able to. I've seen it done before.
If I have a say in it, everyone's night is going right into the shitter.
Yeah.
We're ruining it. Okay, so my bud, this is actually it's pretty exciting for me.
Yeah. Big day.
This morning, I woke up to a DM request, which is fine in and of itself. I'd prefer none, but that's fine. And it appeared to be from an account that specialized in adult videos, pornography, if you will. Mm. And they just said hi, and we had perhaps a mutual person we were following. So perhaps that's
definitely how they found you.
But they reached out and they were like, hi, and I guess they follow me. I didn't know this. And so in the pursuit of content, I bit, if you will, and I said hello back. So I don't intend to really further engage here.
That's my reaction to Grace saying hi back.
I don't intend to further really engage here, but I am curious to see what the ask is here. I don't know if it's going to be like, check out my account. Okay, great. Or if the ask is going to be like, come do porn. Because while I won't do porn, that is super flattering and also
true, interesting. You know, it's like that tweet I sent you that was like, I wouldn't want to have sex with the Grinch, but I would feel really good if he wanted to have sex with me.
Right. Correct. Yeah, I don't really have a desire to do porn, but if someone tried to recruit me, that would be
a recruiter, if you will. Yeah. A recruiter reached out to my personal account.
Yeah, if someone reached out, that would be flattering. So that's something to look forward to. I can provide an update perhaps on that next episode. I'm really thrilled to see. I think this is a good opportunity
for content.
For content, sure.
And for your self-esteem.
Right, for my self-esteem. That's I need a win right now. So if this is
that can be a rose next time.
That can be my rose, unless it goes bad and I get like trafficked or something, and then that would probably be my thorn. Or if I was on the podcast,
you probably wouldn't be.
I probably wouldn't be on the podcast, but who's to say?
It could be my thorn that you weren't on the podcast anymore.
Right.
I would just be talking to myself
because I got trafficked.
Yeah,
that would be a fucking bummer.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of thorns for other people's weeks, there was a murder.
Big thorn.
Right. Big thorn. The CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was murdered. And
that's the sound. Guys, she wouldn't let me hear that one ahead of starting this, and now I know why.
Really excited to hit that sound.
Clown sound.
So he was killed in the street. He was shot to death. I'm sorry, this is actually not funny. I do smile and laugh when I'm uncomfortable, though. That's an interesting fact about myself.
I've actually seen it many times before. I was going to comment on it, but I'm glad that you did, because I think it's better.
Right. That is a real thing. It's not, I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but I do, when handling any sort of particularly delicate topic, I do find myself, cracking a smile,
doing this.
Right. A feeling of like, or like a sense of jubilation.
Okay. Actually, good word. No, I take it back. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that about you. You
right.
You have a good vocabulary.
Thank you. It's very nice.
Welcome.
So that's something that we weren't going to talk about it.
We weren't. We thought about it. We said, is this good content for the first episode of a podcast, another podcast made by white people about their opinions? But what we decided is that we would be remiss not to mention just some of the lore surrounding it. Like, I think we're both just really fascinated with the way that people think and react to events.
Yeah.
And I think that, if we brought it up next episode, who's to say it would still be relevant?
Right.
And then we would just look like losers.
Right. And we don't want to like hop on this wave after it's done. That's not really what we're really trying to be like ahead of the game. You know? So something to mention is one of the things that has taken the internet by storm about this particular event is the killer. His name is Luigi. He's 26, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Yes. He is a graduate from Penn State.
No, UPenn. Different.
Penn?
University. Yeah, UPenn.
All right.
The Ivy League.
Oh, okay.
Different.
All right.
Sorry, not to be an asshole.
Right.
They're different.
Of course. You would know that.
Sorry. Okay.
Of course. She's very particular about... Okay, so...
Sorry, I was in the league, if you will.
The league.
League of Legends, if you will.
Ew. You're making me sick.
Okay.
So, allegedly, he shot and killed the CEO of this healthcare company.
Right.
And apparently this healthcare company, United Healthcare, I don't personally have it. And I'm so...
Me neither.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not in, like... I haven't heard good things.
No. I haven't heard good things about most healthcare companies.
No, but specifically United, I've heard that there's like a very high rate of claim denial.
Right.
So,
anyways, so Luigi. So this is taking the internet by storm. I have seen a lot of things. Something that moved me, if you will, a tweet said, I aim to be in such good shape that when people look at my mugshot, they say, that body is tea. And I think that moved me. Like, I think that I don't know. I just, like, I can't stop thinking about it. I honestly can't. It's like I close my eyes and that tweet just, like, surfaces in front of my vision. I know you've been moved by a tweet like that before.
Yeah, I have.
I know you have.
Lately, what tweet is it? Oh, you know the one I'm going to bring up.
Oh.
It's like us after we've been riffing for 15 minutes. It's actually fucking sick what you've been saying.
That also moves me.
Yeah, that's been a bit for us for...
since we saw it.
Yeah, it's like one of those things we just can't fucking
So if
shake
you who tweeted that for the first time are watching this, I'm a big fan of your work.
Or listening.
Sorry, right. Big fan of your work. Huge fan.
Oh my God. Speaking of influential work, we're gonna go back to Luigi.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
We're both getting off track. So some more information that I feel is important to note is that he allegedly 3D printed this gun.
Mm.
Right. So that's interesting. I couldn't do that.
I've never
but
used
also
a 3D printer.
Yeah, I think my boyfriend had a 3D printer.
He would.
Yeah. Oh.
This is his podcast equipment for context.
Right.
So if that leads me to believe he would also have a 3D printer.
Right. I think they go hand in hand.
I agree.
Maybe I'll buy a 3D printer after this episode.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll get the itch.
Ooh. I've actually never had the itch to have a 3D printer. I know this might sound crazy. That has never moved me.
Maybe I'll get the itch to print after this.
It's like the urge to merge, but it's the itch to print.
Yeah.
No,
it's not going to work.
I can't think of a
I'm not
rhyme.
going to make this a thing.
Thinking about when I asked you if anything rhymed with jork.
Jork. Which, what the fuck does that mean?
I can't think of anything that rhymed with it, so it didn't matter.
Right, because it's not
the bit didn't land.
It's not a word, I fear.
Okay, tell that to Urban Dictionary.
Oh, okay. So Luigi did have the itch to print.
He did.
And he did. He did. He printed. He did print a gun, and he shot the CEO, I believe, 3 times. And they found on the bullet casings, the words deny, defend, and depose, which is insane.
Yeah. I don't even know how you would get that on a bullet casing. I don't know enough about guns. No, that was going to be a dumb question. He didn't 3D print the bullets, did he? How do you okay.
How are you allowed to 3D print a weapon?
Who's monitoring that? like I don't think, what do you mean? I don't, if it's your 3D printer, you've the right to print arms.
We have to make an amendment, guys. You can bear them, but you cannot print them. Yeah, I feel like that's not the first instance of someone 3D printing a weapon.
Hey, it's actually the first I've heard of.
Okay, well,
it wouldn't be as
maybe
effective.
You're not in the know in the print community.
I haven't had the itch, so I don't think anything else would be as effective. 3D print a knife, and that's plastic cutlery. We've done that as a society,
right? But I think, from my limited understanding of 3D printing, there's not recipes, blueprints, plans, recipes.
No, I like recipes. I think we should. Yeah,
there's these recipes online that you can find
for guns.
Yeah, for anything really.
I thought it was a veterinary gun used for euthanasia.
I also heard a rumor that it was. I think that people maybe thought that because, I don't know.
Do people just say things and we believe them?
I think they do. Yeah, I didn't really.
Unfortunately, that is actually a common occurrence in my life.
Yeah, there was that theory going around that it was a veterinary gun used to silence, it was a silenced veterinary gun used to put down pigs.
I didn't know.
In
pigs
theory,
are
but I don't feel like a veterinary, I don't feel like there's guns that are designated for pigs, right?
You know what? I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
Could you?
Would you?
Would you? I would. I don't know enough about any of it, really. And I like to say I actually preface most things I say with I don't know enough about it to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways.
That's a sign of a smart, I was going to say woman, but that just sounded really sexist.
I don't like that. Please don't say that to me. I feel uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah, a smart person.
No, but I say it anyways.
Yeah, I do too. And then I put it off as fact as well.
And then I get mad when people don't believe me.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's probably good. So something we need to look into is how can I 3D print a gun? I'm not going to 3D print a gun.
Do not Google that. If you Google that right now, you are getting put on so many lists.
I'm probably on lists for I think I remember when I was younger, when I watched Breaking Bad.
Oh God. Nothing good ever actually comes after that sentence.
No. I'm almost certainly on a list because after I watched Breaking Bad, I was like, okay, cool. I know how to make meth now. Awesome. Great. But how would one make cocaine? I didn't want to make it. I was just curious if
tale as old as time. I've heard that one before. I didn't want to 3D print a gun, officer. I just wanted to see the recipe. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I didn't want to make cocaine. I was just curious if it was a naturally occurring substance such as marijuana, or if it was something that had to be manufactured like methamphetamine.
Hey, you could have just Googled that and maybe you wouldn't be on these lists.
I didn't though. Right.
Okay. I want to let the record reflect. I'm not going to Google how do you 3D print a gun.
I'm going to. But I'm not going to 3D print a gun.
Well, but if you have the itch to print. But what if the itch strikes you? You know?
Then I might 3D print something gun adjacent, but I won't 3D print a gun.
So what would that look like? A bat? A baseball bat?
A bazooka. A bow and arrow.
Ooh, I don't think you could 3D print that.
You can 3D print a fucking gun. I've seen people 3D print cars. You can't print a...
What are you going to do with the string? That's not going to...
I don't know.
Okay, clearly neither of us know enough about 3D printing to be having this argument.
I don't know anything about anything. Either way, that's a theory.
Right.
I don't think that's a theory. I think that's confirmed that he 3D printed the gun. I think that's...
Okay. I also thought it was confirmed that it was a veterinary silenced...
I don't
whatever.
know. No one can confirm anything. People are fucking making things... There's this other theory that I want to bring up. This is... this will go to show you, like, we can't trust absolutely anything that's coming out because it's just like all like what if, like, so the source is just like I made it up.
That's my favorite source.
I think so. Oh, okay. Yeah, heard. And then they just run with it. So there's a theory about, it's called like the 286 theory. I don't know. Have you heard of it?
I've not. I'm actually fascinated.
Okay.
I haven't heard of this.
Fascinated.
Keep going, please.
I'm going to Google this.
Hey, do you guys mind if I take a quick break to Google this? I don't trust Grace when she talks about it.
Okay. So apparently Luigi, he had this like written manifesto, right? Whatever, like
Right.
condemning the
American
healthcare
healthcare
industry,
system.
right? Okay. Whether you want to believe that or not, that's I don't really care. I'm not here to give my opinion on it. I'm just here to like tell you about it. So,
Okay.
the 286 theory is that there's a lot of things that are like in this story lining up like with the number 286, and it's like just kind of, I feel like it's more than some people feel it's more than coincidence.
Who's to say?
Right.
I haven't heard.
Not me.
Can you tell me where the 286s come from? Because
Yeah.
I actually haven't heard this.
Okay, so here we go. He has 286 posts exactly on X, which is like his only social media account that is not like deactivated.
Interesting.
Because I think the other ones got deactivated because he like killed someone.
Well, do they do that? I don't
know.
Who's they? Who, like
I don't know.
Elon Musk? No.
Well, Elon Musk controls X, and he still has an account on X. Because
Not-
X is supposed to be free speech, I guess. Even though Elon Musk, like, whatever, man. All right, whatever.
We're getting off track.
Anywho, 286 posts on X.
Okay.
In his Twitter header, it's like a picture of himself, a picture of his like spinal injury that people think that like allegedly like spurred his disdain for the healthcare industry. And then next to it is it's a picture of the Pokemon Breloom.
Okay.
And if you
This doesn't mean anything.
this is
to
so
me.
fucking brain rotted, but if you look at the Pokédex number for Breloom,
It's 286.
it's 286.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm suspicious.
But there's more.
okay, keep going.
The McDonald's he was found at was exactly 286 miles from the site of the shooting.
Who's calculating that?
I don't know. Probably a cartographer.
You
I'm
think
not-
there are cartographers doing this? You think this guy
I don't know. Probably Google Maps. People looked at. I could Google Maps it right now.
is that okay? Okay.
I don't know. I didn't do it myself. I didn't walk the 200.
Me when I don't fact check something, but I tell everybody.
Yeah, I'm telling the world now. So here's what I think, and here we go.
Okay. Keep going.
So that's interesting.
Okay, that's 3.
Yeah, that's 3 things. Additionally, Proverbs 28:6. I don't know the correct notation to read out a fucking whatever. Sorry.
She went to a Catholic kindergarten.
Right. Well, it clearly didn't rub off on me. I think you would understand more why this is why I don't know like the Catholic stuff if you like were visually watching me do this. Like I think if you had like an eye on me, I think you could.
Yeah, you'd know.
You can tell.
You'd fucking know it.
Anyway, Proverbs 28:6 reads, "Better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways."
Ooh.
Right? And here is the kicker.
Okay.
Healthcare claim denial code 286 is for failing to meet claim deadlines. So it's actually a healthcare claim denial code, one that they think his cases that he was like upset about fell under.
Hey, so this actually just reminded me that I have to pay a bill for a lab that I got done.
Healthcare bill?
Yeah, it was not covered under my insurance.
And you don't have United?
No.
Do you think they're like waiving things right now because the CEO is dead, or what? How do you think that works?
I don't no, I don't think they are. I was gonna say I don't know, but then I thought about it and I don't think so.
I fear that healthcare insurance companies aren't really known for their mercy and like their kindness. So I doubt that they're
I would
waiving
not
it.
say that's what people know them for. I would agree with that sentiment.
Actually, this is so interesting. I have a friend who sorry, that face at me.
Sorry. Shocking sentence coming out of your mouth.
I have a friend in her company. I was apparently supposed to be bought by United Healthcare. It was supposed to be like absorbed by United Healthcare, and then
This happened.
and then the murder, the event, if you will,
The incident.
the incident occurred, and it's not being bought anymore.
Interesting.
So I think
Methinks.
He thinks something.
Something is amok.
You're right. The thing amok in question is that the CEO was killed, and we know that for a fact.
That's fact. That's
He's
not
dead.
That's not a rumor.
What we can confirm is that he's dead.
Yes. Well, the police confirmed it.
Right. So I can.
Okay.
So that's what I have for you.
So that's current events. That's our take on. Well, it's actually not even a take, I would say.
Right.
That's our rehashing.
Right. That's just a little bit.
It's how we stay modern. We
Right.
stay fresh.
It's how we stay relevant and how we keep you guys relevant with, half.
Yeah, you guys are definitely going to be relevant because of us.
Right. And we just give you these kind of half-baked theories and stories with perhaps incorrect information, and then
You run with it.
right, and then you share it hopefully
To a wide audience of people. And you say, I
Right.
fact check this.
and you don't fact check it.
No, never
You don't
fact
Google
check
it.
it.
I did Google some of this.
Okay, well, did you Gen AI it? Is this corn Tito's all over again?
Corn Tito's. What's the fucking it's Grok, right, on Twitter, the AI thing.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like welcome to Grok, and it's like it's
not called Twitter anymore.
Okay. It'll always be Twitter for me.
I actually don't have Twitter,
Yeah,
which is a
that's
shame
the
because I think I'm funny. I think I would do well on Twitter.
I think you would do well on Twitter.
Okay, you didn't say that nearly enthusiastically enough.
I didn't know what to address first, whether you would do well on Twitter or if you were funny. I was overwhelmed with options. So that was what that was about. But yeah, the internet has been not only very opinionated on this murder,
Yep.
but very opinionated on Luigi in general, and their thirst for him. They've been very outspoken.
I would agree with that.
And
It's fascinating, really.
It is.
I think that the way that people react to major events is fascinating.
I do too. I think it's often more interesting than the events themselves.
Yeah.
Because the things that I've seen, not only the things that I've seen being said about this person, whatever, but the sheer creativity.
I would agree. I think it unlocks a new plane of consciousness for
Yes.
people.
Yeah. I've seen some of the most creative, interesting things, and people are pumping them out seconds after this came
That's
to
what's
light.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
there's no time for it to marinate. The way that it's not okay, right? No, think about this. It's not like when something used to happen and you would have to read a newspaper article about it or a magazine article, whatever. The olden days, if you will. You know what I mean? You have time, you have editors, you have people checking this.
Right.
It's going into print. You're publishing it.
Right.
There's time. Now it's the second something happens. I got an email from the New York Times that it's seconds after it happens, everybody knows, and immediately content is created. Immediately.
Right. Immediately, some people make a podcast about it without looking at it.
without actually knowing anything about it. But this isn't even immediate to me.
Right. No, this feels, and I feel like we still did more research than the average person.
I would not say we. I've not researched anything.
I've done some research.
My research
Some
is your
visual
research.
Just kidding.
Our research. If you
Our
will.
research. Yeah, we're of one mind.
Unfortunately, it's not a good mind.
No. But yeah, I've seen some very creative things. I saw a tweet. Actually, I was told about a tweet.
Oh, even better.
You'll know exactly who said this when I told you.
Oh, no.
It said, if you would do all of this for revenge, imagine what he would do for your birthday.
I have seen that tweet. And that's good.
Oh.
See, it's people are so funny. People are so funny, and the internet now gives you so many forums through which you can be funny. And I think that has upped our level of humor as a society.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not funny like us, you won't survive.
Right. All right, moving on. Our next thing that we want to talk about is love languages. So while me and Gracie may look alike and sound alike and
Occasionally think alike, unfortunately, in all the worst ways and scenarios you could think of.
right, while we have a lot in common, one of our major differences is our, how do I put it?
Languages, in the sense that mine are love and Grace's are hate.
Right. I'm a hater at heart. If no one is saying hateful things, then I am dead. I can't do it. I have to hate, and I have to. It's like breathing to me. It's the most important thing that I do. I can't even help it. It's just like I'm so
hateful.
Yeah, I'm so full of hate and anger, and I have to share that with the world.
Thank God you do. It keeps me grounded, that's for sure.
Right. So one of the things that we thought would be interesting is if we went over love languages, which ones we like to be loved in and which ones we right. I don't
like the way that you phrased that.
What else do you want me to say? Which way, how we like to receive? I don't love that either.
Okay, never say that again.
So let's go over the love languages. I think there's 5.
Did you Google it?
Yes.
I don't believe
love.
Okay. Languages. Yeah, we're clearly really well prepared for this.
I'm flying by the
Oh, there are 5. Okay, yeah. I believe you.
All right, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. Okay. That just happened again. Another rose of the week.
Ooh.
She didn't believe me, and she was proven wrong
That's my bad. I will take full responsibility.
By Gen AI.
Yeah, well.
Heard. All right. So, would you like to go over them?
Yeah. So, there's quality time, which should I explain what they all are? Would that be helpful? It's kind of in the name, but it's somebody who makes an effort to spend time with you. That's some people's love language.
Yep.
There's words of affirmation, which is also known as a praise kink. Very similar. People don't see that. And not to bring up another tweet. I know I said I'm not on Twitter, but I actually get my tweets through Instagram Reels.
Sick.
Like an adult. Sick. And it said, I thought that reading above my grade level in kindergarten would give me more success in life, but in fact it just gave me a praise kink. And I thought that was really fucking funny. That also moved me.
I like that one.
That tweet, it moved me.
While it didn't resonate with me, not reading above my grade level. I did read above my grade level, but the praise kink thing didn't resonate with me. So
right.
You're a sick freak.
It's actually fucking sick what you've been saying.
It is. It's fucking gross.
Okay, then there's physical touch. I don't really feel like that one needs any explanation. Okay. Most of these don't, actually. So I'm just going to go through them. Gift giving. Again, not really much you can say besides that.
The act of giving a gift.
Yes. Thank you for that's like when you need to reach a word count on an essay. And you're like, gift giving. No. The act of giving a gift.
Right.
Okay. Yep. That was me on my thesis. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Never mind. I'll save that for another episode. Okay. And then acts of service, which, you know what? To the untrained eye, me, before starting this episode, gift giving and acts of service seem like they could be the same thing, but they're not. They're really not.
I think there's overlap in a lot of these.
Yeah. It's like if a Venn diagram had 5 circles.
She loves Venn diagrams. She talks about them all the time.
I fucking love them. What's not to love about a Venn diagram? It just encapsulates so many things perfectly. And it's visually pleasing.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
And I don't know.
No, what else? Tell me more.
It's like when 2 things are the same, it's like one circle. It's not even a Venn diagram. The Venn diagram is just a circle.
Right.
I find that fascinating.
Because that's not like that would just be like a list of
a circle.
A list of things.
It would just be a circle.
Right. That would be a list of things that things had in common, right? Like that would just be a list.
A circle.
Yeah. You could put it in a circle if you wanted to, I suppose.
Will. Thank you. Thank you for offering.
Okay. All right. So do you want to go through, let's do which love language you like to give, which one you like to receive, if you will, and then which ones you don't like.
So something about me is, again, I think that I resonate with most of the love languages, unfortunately, which is like the worst possible thing somebody can say when you ask them something that you're just like, it's like, shut the fuck up and have an opinion about something. Right. But what I will say is that I think that I like giving acts of service. I think that that's really important to me. I think it's okay. Sorry, Grace is just Googling things and I don't really understand what's going on. I think that acts of service is really big for me. Mm-hmm. I think also quality time, which sounds weird to say, like, I like to give quality time, but I think for me that means I like to make myself available for people. Like,
okay.
No, but like, hear me. Like, it's like if you need me, I will be there for you. And I think that is my version of like giving, like loving in quality time, by like always being somebody that people can reach out to or like can lean on through spending time with them when they need that. And I think that that's really important to me as like something to give to people, which I don't, you know, it sounds weird, but I think that that resonates with me. And I think that words of affirmation, I love being told I'm doing a good job. I actually have to be told I'm doing a good job.
There it is.
It is. It literally, I am like the poster child for, if you do not tell me I'm doing a good job every 10 minutes, I'm going to think you hate me. I'm going to think you're mad at me. I'm going to think that I've never done anything good a day in my life. And I'm probably going to stop doing it. It's why I'm not very successful at starting new things, because if I'm not immediately incredible at it and told, hey, you're really good at this, I have no interest in doing it, which is not good. It's not good. I don't want anybody to take away that I think that that's good, but unfortunately it's true. So I would say words of affirmation are probably my biggest, and then probably physical touch is my second. I know, and I know you hate that. So like when Grace gets drunk and gives me a hug, it's like friendship, you know? It's because you don't do that. Like for me, physical touch, like that's like I like that, and so I don't feel like it's meaningful. Like if as a friend I give you a hug, or like I want to sit close to you or something, but like when you do, it's like when a cat chooses you. No, honestly, like honest to God, I'm the dog who's like, yeah, I always like will follow you like your fucking shadow. I always want to be near you, and I always want you to pet me. That's me. And you're the cat who's like, when a cat hangs out with you, you feel special and good.
Oh,
and that's you.
That's very nice.
Well, but you don't do it often.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's how I like to keep it.
Yeah. Well, it keeps me on my toes.
I would say that the love language that I like give to others is definitely acts of service.
I would agree with that.
I am always...
She actually slaps my hand away if I try to pay for anything ever when we're together.
Yeah. I think gift giving is also kind of goes along with that. Like I like to, like, if I'm going to like get a coffee or something, I like get one for someone else or whatever. But acts of service for sure. I feel like I'm like also the self-sacrificing type, so I don't really care.
I would agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I don't really care. Awesome.
Right. So I will do things at my, at my own expense, because it is what it is. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So there's that. So those are probably the ones that I like to give in. In terms of receiving, I think probably I like quality time. I think that's I guess that feels nice.
I see that for you, actually.
Yeah. Just like, even if we're doing, as Gracie loves to call it, parallel play.
I love parallel
play.
She
loves
actually
it.
They call it body doubling too for people with ADHD.
Oh, right.
And I think that that's actually what it is for me. I think parallel play is what we call it, but I do think that that's why I enjoy it so much.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I do think I need it to be like productive, but I also think that it's just even if it's like doing like two separate activities just like, together, I like a quality time moment, like a physical proximity, but not a touch. No, I don't like touch. That would bring me to my least favorite love languages, which would be
my favorite,
unequivocally.
Good.
Physical touch. I don't like it. I don't want to be. I don't know. I guess I don't not like it. I just don't offer physical touch. It doesn't move me. It just doesn't do anything for me. If someone tries to touch me within reason, I will like permit it. Like if someone tries to
that sounds really great. Like really, like you,
Yeah, see, I told you, it doesn't move me. If someone wants to give me a hug, then that's like if that's like a thing for them and they want to give me a hug, then I don't really give a fuck. But I'm not gonna like giving someone a hug doesn't like move me really. So there's that. And then I also don't love words of affirmation. That just doesn't. Yeah. I feel like words are kind of meaningless for the.
That's why your acts of service. It's like It's like words versus actions.
Yeah. I also don't. I'm not like a great compliment receiver or like anything like that. Like it just doesn't like. I don't really know what to do with that. It's just like an awkward. It just makes me feel weird. Like if someone's like giving me I don't know. So that's where we're at there. But I would be curious to see what other people's love languages are. I just would like, if you want to write in, email, Instagram, whatever, DM. If you're a porn account, DM me, I guess. Yeah.
DM and ask her where she's from.
Yeah, where she's from. That's where we're at. That's where we left off. I'm trying to...
The saga.
Right. I'm trying to like give it a little time, play a little hard to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Be nonchalant.
Very
if you will.
nonchalant about it, right? So yeah, I'd be curious to see what other people's love languages are. I also heard, this is an interesting theory. Heard. Yeah, heard. I also heard this interesting theory that like the love language that you most like to receive is how you like punish yourself or whatever if you don't like in terms of like self-harm, like it's like how you withhold like or punish yourself. Like for example, if you if like words of affirmation is like what you like to receive, you typically like self-harm via negative self-talk.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. I've never heard that, but that is so true. That's so true for me. That is so deeply true.
Right. Or like if acts of service, like you typically like neglect your own.
Wow.
Like
that is fascinating.
Right.
I've not heard that, but that actually resonates with me. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I think that love languages are very interesting. I think it's interesting how even two people who have the same love language, like it can be so different. Do you know what I mean? Like what it looks like.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. And I think they're really interesting too, because also I've seen people that are just like hard asses and they have like a love language that's like
tough love.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like I have my sister, I probably hugged her 10 times in my life. Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
My sister, I probably hugged her like 10 times in my life. And I think she's like, yeah, my love language is physical touch. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What's wrong with
She's
you?
like, I hate hugs and stuff. But she's like, oh, you know, if I, whatever, like in a relationship, like I love to, I'll give someone a hug. I'm like, I don't believe that, first of all. But
sounds fake.
Right. But also I guess that's her truth. And she's...
I guess she can feel that way about herself. And who am I to say she doesn't?
Right. Even though I am to say, you know.
And I will say.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I will say it.
Right. At the end of the day, it is for me to decide. And so
yeah,
that's that.
I agree.
But I think that we're kind of at time. So
we haven't really thought about how to end these.
No.
Or
start
how
them.
to, yeah, I was going to say that. Oh. Anyways, so if you've made it this far, thanks, I guess, for listening. Hopefully we'll keep doing this. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't like to be too certain about things, you know.
That's very nonchalant of you.
You know. What can I say? I'm working on it.
Well,
it's not going well.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you'll, unfortunately for you, hear from us again.
Yeah.
I would actually probably bet on it in some capacity.
If I were a betting man.
Which I am. With fake money. I grew up in Las Vegas. Ow. Sorry, I keep hitting my head, guys.
Did you ever meet the money counter guy?
What's
his name? Mickey? Not money counter, card counter, casino scammer. His name's Mickey, I believe.
I think there's definitely been more than one.
No.
Just one. Just one ever. Just one.
No, but like the guy was really good at it.
Hey, when would I have met him? Hey, I moved when I was 11.
Okay, so did you meet him before that?
Yeah, I actually hung out there a lot. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
so she's searching Mickey, and all that comes up is Mickey Mouse, unfortunately.
Fuck off.
So, next time we'll maybe go through Grace's Google search history.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to be fucked.
Yeah, we should do that. I'm not telling you which episode we're doing that in, so you can't censor it.
I won't. As if I would do that.
Yeah, true, honestly. What do we have to hide? Besides how to 3D print a gun. Maybe that. I don't know. Maybe we should hide that. Anyways, yeah, so I think we're going to call it, and maybe next time we'll have a better outro for you guys, but it's
not.
doubtful, so...
And also make sure to follow we have a TikTok, Instagram, and an X, a Twitter, if you will, and YouTube. And then find us wherever you can find podcasts in the future. On all platforms, we are Chalant Pod. Except for Instagram, we are Chalant Podcast. So follow us. I am Grace.
I'm Gracie.
And we will see you next time.